Talia, again on this one, because you've been looking at this and from what I saw, getting lots and lots of responses from
Yes,
people.
we have been. Now, while you don't see Oromo protesting on the streets anymore, they are still very active online. Many are using the hashtag Oromo protests and posting pictures of themselves, like this woman here crossing her wrists. It's become a sign of solidarity among the Oromo people in Ethiopia. Others are posting the Oromo flag instead of the Ethiopian one. The man who posted this, along with many of the other protesters, are calling for more representation within the government. We spoke to Zacharias Zazellam, an Ethiopian blogger living in Montreal. He left Ethiopia during the peak of the protests in February of last year. He says the protests had to move online because of the government crackdown.
In 2017, the Oromo protests and Amhara protests have been somewhat immobile for the most part. This is due to the government's heavy-handed crackdown. Despite the horrific losses and despite the lack of political gains or constitutional changes, I don't believe it has been in vain, because I strongly believe that the generation that does finally usher in the tangible change that they were all seeking won't have to look very far for inspiration. They have their comrades from last year, a lot of them who were in their teens, early 20s and early 30s. So I do believe that the current generation has already been handed the batons.
Just this week, the permanent representative of Ethiopia to the United Nations, Takeda Alemu, told Inner City Press that social media was, quote, dangerous and should not be used. He told the reporter that he would rather talk about social media in private. During the last protests, the government shut down social media sites and blocked texting apps like WhatsApp. If you're in Ethiopia and you're following these protests online, we'd love to hear from you. Be sure to get in touch with us with the hashtag AJ Newsgrid.